Before Neil Armstrong walked on the moon, before Yuri Gagarin soared into orbit, a brave little chimpanzee named Ham paved the way, blasting into the unknown in a tin can strapped to a rocket. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, where we explore amazing and fascinating stories from all over the world. Today, we're telling the incredible and little-known story of Ham, the first chimpanzee in space. This isn't just a story about technology, it's a story about bravery, ethics, and how a 3-year-old chimpanzee helped humankind leap into the stars. The year was 1961. The United States and the Soviet Union were in the thick of the Cold War, battling for dominance, not just on Earth, but in space. The Soviets had launched Sputnik and even sent Laika, the dog, into orbit. The Americans needed to catch up, fast. But before sending a human, NASA had to know, could a living creature survive the forces of launch, weightlessness and re-entry? Meet Ham, a young chimpanzee from Cameroon, Africa. He was captured in the wild and brought to the Holloman Air Force Base in New Mexico, where he became part of Project Mercury's space program. Originally called Number 65 to avoid emotional attachment, he trained with dozens of other chimps in a program that would put today's astronaut boot camps to shame. Ham was trained to perform tasks inside a small capsule, pressing levers when lights flashed, reacting to sound cues, and responding under extreme G-forces and microgravity. If he did the task correctly, he got a banana pellet. If he failed, he got a mild electric shock. Yes, it sounds cruel, and by modern standards, it was. But back then, scientists didn't know if thinking beings could even function in space. Ham's mission wasn't just survival, it was about proving intelligence could operate in orbit. On January 31st, 1961, Ham was strapped into the Mercury Redstone 2 rocket. At just 3 years old, he launched from Cape Canaveral, Florida, blasting 157 miles above Earth. The flight lasted just 16 minutes and 39 seconds, but what a ride it was. Ham endured 6.6 Gs during launch. He floated weightlessly. He completed his tasks perfectly, even as the world around him went silent. Then, something went wrong. Due to a malfunction, the rocket overshot its landing zone by 130 miles. The capsule crashed into the Atlantic, taking on water. Ham was nearly lost at sea. Rescue crews rushed in, cameras rolled, and finally they opened the hatch, and there he was, alive, alert, and apparently smiling. The world cheered. Ham had made history. He had shown that living beings could think and function in space. Ham became an international celebrity. He met the press, got a nameplate, finally, and even appeared on magazine covers. But fame didn't last. Ham was moved to the National Zoo in Washington, D.C., and later to the North Carolina Zoo, where he lived until his death in 1983 at the age of 26. Ham's story is inspiring, but also complex. Yes, his mission paved the way for Alan Shepard and John Glenn, the first Americans in space, but it also raises questions about animal testing and how we treat creatures that show intelligence and emotion. Ham didn't volunteer, he didn't sign up to be a hero, but he became one. And today he's remembered as a pioneer, a sacrifice, and a symbol of the price paid for progress. Until next time, stay safe.